The mics are live, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, darling. Look, what a beautiful face. And I'm not talking about you, Harry. Yeah, you're cheeky sport, Dave, I know, and I'm the one and only Gareth A. Davies, and we're here at the press conference. Go on, take it away.
You're incorrect. I'm David Alorka, back with the one and only Mr. Gareth A. Davies.
Yeah, but you're very, very cheeky.
Here, I am indeed. Here in Canary Wharf.
Canary Wharf.
Canary Wharf.
We are.
That's right.
Yeah.
Listen, it's all going down today. We're at the main press conference. We've got two press conferences today. Prograis versus Taylor. They switched it around. They did a little switcheroo on us.
Yeah, I like a bit of switcheroo, though, because it keeps us on our toes. Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor, we're going to see those guys first. I bet Derek Chisora's had something to do with it. You know, when Derek Chisora, I'm going to start calling him the magician, or maybe the musician, or maybe the press-up king. Because yesterday we saw him doing weird stuff in the ring, signing golden gloves at the workouts. He's always got some kind of shenanigans.
I'm always going to call him Master Puppeteer, like he's moving, he's moving.
Because the thing is, I like this idea of giving Prograis and Taylor their own platform, on their own, with KALLE SAUERLAND. It's the final of the World Boxing Super Series. Ludabella's here with Regis. Obviously, KALLE's here with the World Boxing Super Series. Eddie Hearn will be overseeing.
He's here.
Adam Smith's here as well. You know, we've got, it's a terrific main event for what is a brilliant card at the O2 Arena. As you rightly called it yesterday, the season's, the year's bumper card. We cannot pick a winner in this fight. I don't know how you felt yesterday about being up live, personal and close with both men. Did you smell victory for Prograis or Taylor?
It was very, very tough because they both have such deep belief in their ability, and they both feel within themselves that they can win, and you can feel that in the air. It's almost tangible.
You can almost feel it coming in the air tonight, can't you?
Bit of Phil Collins.
Yeah, we've got a bit of background music there, or should we just have some odds instead?
Yeah, let's have some odds. All right, listen. Prograis to win this, Regis Prograis to win this is at 6-10. Josh Taylor's at 13-10.
Well, that's undivided, isn't it, really?
Absolutely.
You can't split them.
You can't split them, but Regis Prograis, obviously favourite in this
marginal,
one.
Marginal,
absolutely, indeed. The draw's at 20-1. How outside is the draw?
No, listen,
we've had a few close fights recently, but they haven't been scored a draw yet.
Look, you can't rule out a draw in this fight. The weird thing about this is both undefeated, 39 fights between them. Regis 24-0, Josh 15-0. But this is their... Look, they fought the likes of the Victor Postols, the Ivan Barančiks, the Julius Indongos, different styles. But they haven't had the equalizer fight yet. This is it for both of them.
Is this the career-defining fight for both of them?
It's a career-defining fight at this point in the crossroads of their career. And I think the great thing is they're both coming into their prime. They're very young men. They're both undefeated. And that's what's so thrilling and intriguing about this matchup. We can't pick a winner in truth. That's why the odds are reflected there in being so close. I think Regis is a marginal favourite because of the power he carries, because of he's had 9 more fights on his record, marginally better opponents in my view than Josh Taylor's success rate, David. But you can't separate them in my view, other than what struck me about being with both men yesterday is that Josh Taylor is a much longer, stretched man than Regis. Regis is a smaller, more compact power fighter, and I really did notice how much bigger physically as a man Josh Taylor is, and that may be one of the telling points tomorrow, Saturday night.
What should they know about these two fighting styles? What is the fighting style of a Regis Prograis versus the likes of? Because Regis spoke quite vehemently yesterday about the fact that he has an ability to switch up, that his fighting style is no style, so to speak, that he is very adaptable to anything and is able to change it from that perspective. And he spoke of Josh Taylor's being not one-dimensional, but in essence, that's his words with regards to Josh Taylor's. How do you see these two fighting styles, and how do you see them matching up on Saturday night?
Well, I think vehement is a good word that you used. I mean, I wondered where you were going with that, because because he is very forthright, very vehement about the way his erudition, if you like. Let's get Latinate about this. Let's hoc est bellum. This is war, as they used to say in ancient Rome.
Let him know.
Hoc est bellum.
It's not ham hoc either.
Look, and he is prepared for bellum. He's prepared for war, but he's also prepared to outbox Josh Taylor. He also thinks he hits harder. He also thinks he's more versatile in the way that he can fight opponents. He has shown that. Julius Ndongo was such a handful for Ricky Burns when they fought. He dealt with him really easily, powered him out of there. I think as you ask about the styles, Josh Taylor is a very similar kind of fighter. Can go into the trenches, relies on that chin that's been hit by a big golf club in the past, remember, that he walked away from with 13 broken bits of his jaw, but still conscious. So he's definitely got a jaw on him, he's definitely got a pair of whiskers. But he's also got a style in which he likes to stand in the pockets and trade and be aggressive. Josh is a slightly more aggressive, naturally aggressive fighter than Regis. Regis likes to sit back a little bit more and is not a counter-puncher, but he's on the verge of being one. So I don't think it'll take long, more than a couple of rounds, for both these guys to really be engaging in what we will see as a war. I don't see it. It's kind of going to be an affrontive, physically aggressive chess match, rather than one of those ones which we saw between Luke Campbell and maybe Lomachenko, where there were periods of them feeling each other out. I don't think there'll be a big feeling out process. It wouldn't surprise me to see both men go down. It wouldn't surprise me to see Josh Taylor go down, but still come back and win on points. There are so many ways. We could ruminate forever. Woo. There are so many ways.
Ruminate.
That this fight, ruminare, there's so many ways that this fight could go.
Absolutely. Now, for those wondering, what are the odds of each of the fight going either way?
What are the odds?
Yeah, Regis Prograis at 6-10. The draw's at 20-1. Josh Taylor to win the fight is at 13-10. Now, Regis Prograis to win this fight on points is at 6-4, while Josh Taylor on points is at 9-4.
Like, you know, as I said, don't bet your houses, just take the little Monopoly pieces, do you know what I mean? Because, frankly, when you look at those odds, you know, you put 4 houses on to win 6 back. Is that right? Is that how it works?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it works. But they're so close, there's nothing to divide them. It's a brilliant, brilliant trade fight. It's what we call a trade fight in the industry, an international ding-dong, a thrilling matchup between two guys who really wanted this test. They know they've been on a collision course for several fights now. They both want it. It's so hard to pick a winner, and that's why the odds are indeed so close. I can't wait to speak to Joe Crilly, the main odds man from William Hill later. I hope he's got an iron shirt today, otherwise he's not standing between you and I. I hope he's shaved that big ginger beard off, because it just scrags you when you're standing next to him. But we will talk about those very close odds a bit later on.
Oh, absolutely. He's an absolute odds expert. Now, for those of you guys that are just joining us, it's David Alorka, Gareth,
because we got 10 or 15 minutes of banter.
Preamble.
Before they go live late as ever.
Yep.
I blame Derek Chisora.
Is it?
Yeah.
You blame Derek, yeah?
Always. Always blame Derek.
Why so?
You can blame Derek for anything. It's raining today. Blame Derek.
Blame Derek.
You know, press conference starts late. Blame Derek.
It's the war. It's what happens when the war's about.
David Price gets knocked out in the ring.
Blame Derek.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Is that how you think it's going to go?
I'm not sure. I love David Price's mood. I do think you can go from like he was saying, that schadenfreude that exists on social media, that delight in other people's misfortune. David suffered from it so much, he doesn't actually care anymore. He's gone through the tunnel of hate, through the tunnel of mocking. And, you know, who knows? Maybe Shane McGuigan has all the answers. And here he is.
Here he is.
Like a magician suddenly.
Shane, I heard we were waiting for you for a little bit as well. You were running a little bit late, a bit of traffic.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, the matchroom bus was a little bit late for us.
We just decided for everything, for the rain, blame Derek Chisora. For a late press conference, blame Derek Chisora. Why not blame Derek Chisora?
Why not? I mean, he's kicking up a fuss. The truth is that he wants to be the last person to do the last press conference. I don't know, it's Team Haymaker. I mean, I was part of Team Haymaker at one stage, and I know all the little tricks and antics, and it's like school children stuff, playground stuff. But
was it like being on the other side?
Laughable.
It was funny at the press conference though, when Regis sitting next to him, when the original press conference for the fight, when Derek kicked off that, you know, who are these little blokes that no one knows and no one likes, and who are they? Regis was sitting next to him. He's never met Derek before. He doesn't. Everyone else sitting there going, "Oh, here's Derek being Derek."
Yeah.
And Regis was starting to kind of a little bit of steam starting to come out of his ears. And I was thinking, I don't want to see, as I call them, a light welterweight fight Derek Chisora here up on stage, you know. But he was starting to get a bit steamed up, Regis.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, he has every right to do. I mean, he's a world champion, and that's something that Derek Chisora has never accomplished. So, you know, it is what it is. Nine losses on his record. So,
One of the things I really noticed and pointed out to David yesterday was, as you know, the weird things that we do analysing fights in the week of a fight when we haven't been behind the scenes with you guys. Is I really noticed yesterday, really taking like close notice, how much of a bigger man Josh is than Regis, and that could be one of the telling factors on Saturday night, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, Josh is a massive light welterweight. We were actually just debating on the way over here whether he was 5'11" or 6 foot, but I think he's closer to 6 foot. Makes the weight, well, but very strong at it. And Prograis is a typical short fighter. He's muscle bound, but yeah, I think that could be one of the telling factors. But there's a lot of factors in this fight. Whether it's the speed, I think the speed's going to be a big factor for us. Combination work on the inside. And just Taylor's boxed all around the world as an amateur. He's seen so many different styles, and But then again, there's so many question marks on both sides. But I know that I'm very confident with my man, the preparations that we've had, that we're fully prepared.
It's a very much a defining fight for both of them, for how the rest of their career may be set up in many ways.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone in the States, I mean, everyone in the UK believes that we can, that we're going to win this fight, but everyone in the States feels like that Regis is. So, I mean, if we beat Regis Prograis, then the whole of America is going to start taking notice, and that's what we want. The big blockbuster fights in the future, and I think he's the man to dethrone Prograis.
Weight-wise, how's Josh looking?
Terrible. Nah, he's good. He's always. He's always on it. Like there was a little bit of a kerfuffle in the last one. Freddie Roach let us weigh, and then it was done in kilograms. So hopefully this one will be done in pounds. But he's big for the weight, but he's on it, and he's been on it for a long time now. So because the date got pushed back and stuff like that, so it's been the best count we've had. But everyone says that.
Can you remember making 140, 147 pounds?
I remember making 152 pounds, and I boxed that up until 21 whenever I was making that weight, and I'm a long way off that now.
What will you be fighting at right now? Cruiser.
Yeah, cruiser.
No, that's okay.
I don't.
Super middle.
Yeah, I'd struggle to make light heavy now.
Really?
No, probably 12 stone maybe.
Take it on Lawrence Okoli.
Yeah, exactly. I don't fancy my chances.
It's an incredible thing though, because it's something we don't think about enough. That that these guys, in MMA, in horse racing with the jockeys, and in boxing, these are the sports in which they're not just making weight, they're living with that weight all the time. And, if Josh wasn't boxing, if he was a civilian like we are, he probably would walk around at 175 pounds. Yeah. It's a huge stress.
Well, Curtis Woodhouse was a prime example of that. I mean, he used to walk around at like 12.5 stone, and when he boxed, he was a 10 stoner. So, it's one of those things. But when you start boxing and when you start running and doing all the training that comes with it and the dieting, you're naturally stripped down. But I mean, when Josh walks in the ring, he'll be walking in the ring at 11 stone, and he's a 10 stone fighter. Prograis will be doing the same thing. It's just part of boxing, and I mean, there's a lot of debate about how much people should cut weight, but it's been going on forever, and people are always going to go and struggle and try and cut as much as they can. I mean, my dad's era, they would weigh in on the day and then they'd fight, but even then he was putting on 7 pounds, 8 pounds. and it's just people are always going to push the boundaries. So weight's a big thing in boxing, but I think they've got the WBC is actually doing quite a good one. They're doing 10% of your weight. You can't be any more than that walking into the ring. So that's quite a good idea. And I think people putting on more than 14 pounds is a bit moronic.
Absolutely. Well, Shane, we're going to let you go. Thanks a lot, man. Absolute pleasure.
Always. Cheers. Thank you.
See you
I
later.
see you branding a nice little Vossi.
Never short of calling out a brand for some more work, David.
No, not at all. Listen.
What are you wearing today?
Out here doing a little bit of Vossi bop with the old Voss water. Shout out to Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You know what I mean? Making sure we're drinking the finest.
You got the old houndstooth duvet cover with you today?
Believe that. I brought out the pillowcase. You know what I'm saying? Sewed it together, nice and long. I know your feet. I know, Gareth. Every time you see me, right? I know deep down you're like, Dave, when are you gonna bring me one of these scarves? Do you know what I mean? Don't worry, Gareth. Christmas is coming. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, Eddie's been giving us some early Christmas presents in some absolute blockbuster fights. But don't worry, I'm gonna hook you up with a little scarf, a cheeky little scarf.
I'm going straight down to Jermyn Street to get myself one, and probably a new gown for sitting at home and smoking cigars in later on. Yeah, just Christmas has made it was a very Christmassy feel last night.
It was nice. Yeah, if you haven't checked out the video, make sure you head back and check that out. The workout was incredible. We spoke to everybody. We spoke to Derek Chisora, we spoke to Eddie Hearn, we spoke to Prograis, we spoke to Taylor, spoke to Ngabu, Lawrence Okoli, and even more. Don't worry, we'll have all of those special. We'll have loads of interviews with all of these guys coming after the press conference today. But Gareth, what are you looking forward to from this press conference?
Well, I really do want to see Prograis and Josh Taylor just go at it a little bit. We don't have the opportunity often now for the journalists in the crowd to kind of egg the guys on, but I do hope that we do see a little bit of the friction.
We'll see some needle.
The needle that does exist between the two of them. I'm looking forward to their face-off. They're both clearly primed and ready. Josh has been down running on the coast in Kent with Shane in preparation for this camp. Regis has been on the outskirts of London in Loughton for 3 weeks, instead of getting all his waters right and everything right here. It's this fascinating backstory of him growing up in New Orleans on the edge of the Mississippi River and going through Hurricane Katrina. I think we're going to get Lou DiBella. Oh no, it's not Lou DiBella. It's Josh Denzel.
Wow.
Lou DiBella's taken a comfort break and will be with us shortly.
Curious, this isn't a good introduction. Like last time, it was a lot better. And then you went on to
every mother, lock up your mothers, your daughters, your grannies, your great-grandmothers, because they all love Josh Denzel.
Even your sons love Josh Denzel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I've heard this before. I appreciate that. That was a better introduction.
How's it going today?
Yeah, good. You know, I hit the gym. I feel like I'm, ready to make weight.
What
are you weighing in at then? Light heavyweight?
Yeah, I'm light heavyweight.
175 pounds, 12 stone 8.
I'm actually 179 pounds right now.
So you'd be fighting, you'd be fighting Lawrence Okoli, or that giant fella over there. I know, it's weird when you look at it. I remember,
it's upsetting,
I remember being the same weight as Lawrence once, thinking, that is just mad.
Yeah.
We were talking about weight with Shane just now, how, the entire lifestyle, you need to look good for the beach. I saw you the other day, top off, large arms, tiny waist, big legs. But the trouble is, you're going to have to fight a man twice your size in a ring.
And your height,
I don't know where I'm going to lose it all from, but yeah, I'm 6'4", 6'5". I've got, look at my arm.
Well, all three of us are 6'6", aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
The whole idea of making weight is tough. It's tough. I don't know. I think my fighting weight probably be about 75 kilos, something like that. 74
and when you walk around, do you still have the Love Island goggles on all the time? Like, he's competition there. I mean, have you got the goggles on or not?
There is no competition, my friend.
Oh! But what there is in
this. I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated. I'm 50-0, baby. Yeah.
There is a lot of competition in attire, though.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not. That's
no competition. Actually,
I have to let some people. I have to give some people a little bit of confidence. Do you know what I mean? It's like when Floyd fought McGregor. He let him win the first sort of 2 rounds. 4 rounds, yeah. So
then he
you know,
was like,
that's what I'm
"Alright."
doing for you guys. And then I put a little tuxedo on, and it's game over.
Hey, listen.
No, a big tuxedo because you're 180 pounds.
a huge one.
Yeah, the big and tall. That's what it is. Yeah, it's the big and tall. Me and AJ have the same tailor. I just say whatever size he is, mate, just box me up with that.
What are you looking forward to seeing today at the presser?
Do you know what? I'm just looking forward to seeing some more antics from Derek. Like, you know, he let his dog, his little pug, lead him into the ring, and then he had people from the crowd doing press-ups and fitness challenges. Who knows what's going to happen? I think with Regis and Josh, you're just going to get the same old kind of, you know, bit of bravado, but nothing too spicy. But with Derek, who knows what's going to happen?
Derek doesn't even know what he's going to do.
He doesn't even know. He hasn't planned it out. What I was going to ask is, Gareth is a big advocate, yeah?
Security are all nodding and shaking their heads over there. Like, oh no, when's Derek? Like, where is he? Which cage have we got him in at the moment?
They've seen his Instagram post this morning.
What time are you letting Derek out of the cage? As late as possible.
Yeah, have you seen his Instagram? Right now?
Mate, tell him.
Yeah, I mean, he's posting up memes of people stabbing him in the back and tagging Eddie Hearn. So it's
But the funny thing about it is, he could do all of that and then come here and say nothing.
Oh, and leave. I mean, the last press conference, I mean, he basically made it his own, and I think he got a few extra quid out of it as well. So,
but the truth is, in boxing terms now, he is box office. As Eddie told us yesterday, it's a big fight with David Price. If Price wins, you know, there's some great fights out there for Price. There's Joseph Parker when he's well again, Spider-Man. There's
wasn't he just in Vegas? With
he's
Floyd
fighting up,
No, he lives in Vegas.
Oh, he was definitely in the club.
But he was in the club
with Floyd and who else? Who else was in there?
Yeah, well, there were no spiders in there, so it was all right. No black widows in there. Just black booty instead. Yeah. Black beauty, I said.
Yeah, I do remember. Yes.
Go collection. Other venues are available.
I know. I have been tempted to go to that club.
Oh yeah,
but I have never been.
Neither have I.
You're blushing like you did on Love Island.
No, I wasn't blushing. I was 50 and 0 there. Don't worry about it.
No, but the truth is, it's a big fight for a victory for David Price can give him a Dillian White fight.
Yeah.
Victory for Derek propels him more into being a box office fighter. Yeah. He genuinely is that now, and now he is that. And when he didn't get enough love from the public, when he was fighting the likes of Vitaly Klitschko, getting hammered by Tyson Fury twice, fighting all these European, you know, he should have won the European title and lost at one point. He is box office, and I think when he can get away with things now, you know, we talk about McGregor, gets away with things. Yeah. Once someone's at that level, like you do, Josh, you get away with things. You get away with wearing fluorescent T-shirts.
I'm innocent of all the accused crimes.
And big. You ain't got the kicks on right now, but the boats.
I'm not wearing platform shoes anymore.
Anyway, listen, what time's the flight to Ibiza?
I'm late for it now.
For the neon parties, for the neon rave.
I tried to text him last night to apologise for taking the mickey out of him all of yesterday. He's a handsome dude, and I'm glad he doesn't dress as well as us.
You should have asked him if he's got the glow sticks already.
Yeah, but we got Norman Wisdom. No, Norman. Sorry, I don't mean not Norman Wisdom. Sorry, I mean Spencer Oliver is here. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Del Boy and Rodney, here they are. Let's have Del Boy and Rodney back.
Let me tell you a little quick story.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my real name's not Johnny.
It's Ranny. It's Ranny, and that is fact.
So
I do know.
Yeah. So my dad, when I met him on the 30th. He said to me, I said to him, "Why did you call me Ivanson Ranny?" And he said, "Well, Ivanson was a famous boxer in Dominique." I thought, liar. And he said, "And Ranny is after the comedian." I said, "What comedian?" He said, "You know, Ranny Corbett."
Ranny Corbett!
And I went, Ranny, his name's Ronnie Corbett. He said, "I know, Ranny Corbett." I went, "He's Ronnie Corbett." He said, so we're arguing, Ronnie. So can you imagine him going to the registrar office saying, "Yes, I want to call him Ranny." He thinks he's saying Ronnie, so that's my name.
From now on,
R-A-N-N-Y.
Ronnie Nelson from now on.
That's childish.
Ronnie Nelson.
Because they start.
We got touchy there. He gets touchy when you call him Ronnie, yeah?
Oh, he does, yeah. It made me cry at school, so don't do that, please. Stop it.
Are you both wearing leather pants today or not?
Nah.
I'm waiting for Saturday.
He's back in the finest finest coat.
Have you noticed that he can't get this leather pant thing out of his mind?
He can't.
I blame Animal House.
That's the fourth time today
he's mentioned it.
I'm going to wear a purple leather suit like Eddie Murphy did.
Eddie Murphy Raw.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I see,
That's
I see.
right.
Like Ronnie Murphy.
You say it's going to be like that, is it? It's going to be
I
like that.
love that story, though.
But,
I love that story.
but you know what? You know, this weekend, I think there's going to be a few surprises this weekend. I'm telling you now, don't be surprised. I think Derek Chisora, we were talking yesterday, but he came halfway through it. It's not as easy, it's not a done deal as what you think, because if the penny drops with David Price,
I agree.
then it can create dramas. If it drops.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like the odds on Price to win on points are like huge. I'm hearing they're like 20 to 1. I mean, wow. I mean, sorry, I don't want to do your job for you.
Don't worry.
I don't want to do your job for you.
Let me
but
whip that.
Do you think he can go 12 rounds with Derek, though? Price?
Look, Price is a gym king. He's a gym king.
I'll tell you what.
He can do everything, but he needs to be able to wear that crown outside.
But I think that going through the Dave Allen fight last time, I want to give him unbelievable confidence. He got the 10 rounds under his belt, and that going into this fight, if he can get into a rhythm early, then Derek's going to find it really hard. I think that people think it's a foregone conclusion. As soon as Derek hits him on the chin, he's gone.
Derek's not hard to hit either, is he?
No, but Derek's also not a one.
That'll give David Price confidence. As he hits Derek, he'll grow in confidence. But Derek is the worst person to test your heart. So it's going to be it's going to start. It's going to be a tale of two
But do you not
stories.
get the sense, and you're kind of mentioning it here with Pricey, and you've mentioned it as well, Ronnie. I mean Johnny.
He's the wrong man to listen. That's going to be in the Telegraph tomorrow, mate.
No, this is going to be my running. This is going to be my running theme till he knocks me out.
It's brilliant.
Has David Price not gone through that kind of tunnel of mocking that he almost doesn't care anymore?
Yeah. And that's why I reckon. Listen, I was there. I was David Price. I was the guy that after I boxed the Leon, nobody would put me on in the UK. Everybody said Johnny Nelson's boring, he's this, that, and the other. So I didn't care anymore.
They're still saying it.
but I didn't care. I didn't care anymore. So with not caring, then all of a sudden the penny dropped. I was like, aha. So David Price, remember how his career started? He was the heir apparent. He was the guy that thought was going to be the king, and then all of a sudden, from being a hero down to a zero.
Audley Harrison, he done in a round, and we thought, bang, and then all of a sudden, what happened. He lost to a couple of drug cheats, and that effectively ruined his confidence. That tells you about the mindset of fighters and about the confidence. You know, physically, it's like 20%. It's the mental side of things, the mental scars and that's what happened with Pricey. All of a sudden, we see shots coming at him, and his eyes would light up, and he would and when he got hit, he would think, "Oh, I've got to be hurt." And he seems to be getting over that a little bit.
He'd be able to hustle it through the fight, but he'd go back to the corner and think, "I need out of here," and then all the panic would set in. You'd see it in body language. We'll wait 4 or 5 rounds, and that will tell you if the penny's dropped or not.
So just to go back to that, you've both been at the highest level. After De Leon, after that fight, did you go in there with, I've got nothing to lose? Is that, is that where he is?
Not at first. At first, you believed the crap people said to you. When people said you're rubbish, you're a coward. I actually believed I was rubbish. I actually believed I was a coward. Then eventually, the penny dropped. I thought, hold on, I'm the one that's getting up at stupid o'clock in the morning to train. I'm the one that's staying in dirty bed sits when I'm going as a sparring partner. Then when the penny drops, all those haters, you actually feed off it. And David Price now is actually thinking, I don't care what you think about me. I know what you think about me. You're no longer saying it behind my back. You're saying it to my face.
I can't hear any more than I have heard almost.
Also, David Price is in a brilliant place right now because he's come in as a late replacement. Nothing's expected of him. There's no pressure on his shoulders. And because of the career that he's been through and whatnot, he knows that Derek starts a big favourite. And then because he starts big favourite, with the pressure off Pricey, that makes him dangerous. Because if he finds a rhythm early on, Derek's going to find it hard to get to him because, listen, he's a world-schooled amateur, Olympic bronze medalist. The guy knows how to keep it at range. And once he gets that confidence building going, if he can get through like 4 or 5 rounds, then the fight becomes interesting.
Yeah, but Derek said he's not going to start this fight slow. He said he's going to go straight in. He said it's war from the bell. But bell
what happens when Derek starts like war and he can't find the range and he can't get close and he loads up and swings his shots and then the fight rolls on? What happens then? I'll tell you what happens. Derek then just plodding forward, he's covering up, and Price is keeping it long, and the fight could change.
Very, very fair point there.
Derek's
That is just how we roll.
Derek's not here yet.
And that's why we get paid the big bucks.
What? You get paid what? I do this for nothing.
Listen. Johnny's like, listen, the tax man's watching this. I ain't getting paid nothing. I'm paying to be here.
Johnny's a pure cash man. He gets paid cash.
Yes.
Gents, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, you were close with us yesterday. You spoke to them both yesterday. We drew our own conclusions earlier. We mentioned a couple of things about them. What did you pick up on the Wednesday of fight week about both men yesterday?
I mean, for me, I think that both men are just physically and mentally in the right place. Both of them. You look at them, they look great at the weight, but the pair of them, they're both talking the talk, they're both talking the right stuff, they're ultimately confident. None of them are blagging it. You look into their eyes, they both truly believe.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. I think we're going to get, a slow, cautious start with these two guys, but ultimately it will end up in a tussle, and it's going to be about, for me, who can bite on the gum shield a little bit more and who wants it the most.
So you look at the history of both fighters coming up, you look at their lifestyle, you look at what's got them to that position, and that's what will tell you the story, because I hear one of the two is struggling like hell to make the weight this week, and I think that you will find out who that person is after 5 rounds. Because
I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay, well, so we know it's Regis Prograis. That was not a difficult one, Johnny, was it?
So
The odds have changed.
I think we'll find
That's
out.
very interesting.
I think we'll find out midway through the fight, because these two guys are very similar in.
Is that a Ronnie Corbett exclusive?
These two guys are very similar in spy, ambition, self-belief, self-confidence. I think the way is gonna tell.
But we spoke to both of these guys, and they're both and when they're telling you these stories, like when they're telling you the answer, you're asking them the questions, they're giving you the answers, you can tell whether someone's blagging it or not.
Yeah.
And you spoke to both of these guys, and you look in their eyes, and they truly believe, they go, I've been through this fight 100 times. Boxers go through it. They go through it mentally, and they go, and I haven't come out a loser once. I can only see the other guy brings
only vision.
You've got 2 fighters in there that
the other
believe they're the best.
guy brings nothing to me.
But we've got somebody in there saying, "Get off, get off!"
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Gents,
That's because
thank you
Eddie's
so much
taking his
indeed,
seat.
as always.
See you later, boys.
Thanks,
Johnny. You can get me later, off camera,
Scared a
under
little
the
bit.
stairs. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Leather trap.
Hey, Johnny, we expect to see that tomorrow. Levers only.
So, David,
Yep.
we're about to go with the voice of Mr. Michael.
You loved it. You love it, don't you?
Buffer.
You love it.
Have you seen Dumbo?
No.
We got the Buffer voice in Dumbo, of course. Yeah. Are you going to do a bit of ladies and gentlemen? or not?
I won't be doing a bit of ladies and gentlemen.
Even though you came first and I came second?
Yes. Hey, maybe for the second press conference, but guys, keep it locked. We are out of here. We're about
Go
to
on,
hand
Dave,
over.
sign us out.
We're about to hand over to the well-esteemed Mr. Michael Buffer. Main press conference is about to start any minute now. Keep it locked.
See you
in a
later.
bit.
Test.
Oh, no, don't do this to me.
Test. Little louder, please. Test.
Oh, no, see? Good?
Yeah, good. Nice, isn't it?
Just hear that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to a major press conference. But before we get started, on behalf of Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, DAZN, Sky Sports, Ring Magazine, DeBella Entertainment, the WBSS, I just want to express all of our condolences and just heartbreak for Patrick Day. And words just can't tell us how gutted everyone is over this tragedy, and our heartfelt condolences to his family, and rest in peace, Patrick. So in his honor, we'll continue and go on with what we have coming up this Saturday. So ladies and gentlemen, Saturday night at the O2 Arena here in London, another great evening of world-class professional boxing, all brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, and culminating with a super card that night, culminating with a spectacular event for the WBSS, the World Boxing Super Series. You can see the Muhammad Ali Trophy here. That contest will be a combined, unified, two world champions fighting each other. One of those rare moments that we have when two world champions get in the ring, put their titles on the line, and this time it'll be for the WBSS, the World Boxing Super Series, unification of world titles for the Muhammad Ali Championship trophy over here. So here to get things started, representing the WBSS, here is Mr. KALLE SAUERLAND.
Good afternoon, London. It's great to be here. This is it. This is the final, the super lightweight final for the Muhammad Ali Trophy. Very honored to be sitting up here with two great athletes, warriors, fighters, fighting for the greatest prize in boxing. The real winner, the winner of this will be the best man in that division. We saw it in season 1 with Usyk. We saw it in season 1 with Callum Smith. And these guys have got here not because we put them together in a great fight. They got here because they fought the best to be in the final. And on Saturday, we will see the best versus the best to find out who the man to beat at this weight class is. In a day and age of so many titles and so many confusions in this sport, it's nice to have a simplistic and not too complicated system of a quarterfinal, a semi-final, and a final. We've had some dramatic fights up to this point. We've had great semi-finals with both Prograis and Taylor becoming world champions, and now we have it here on Saturday in what we believe is one of the best stages in world boxing, having seen so many great fights here over the years at the O2. And you know, Saturday night is about the best versus the best. I said it before, the caviar of boxing. These guys have put it all on the line for us. They didn't need to go into this tournament. There was plenty of opportunities outside the tournament, but they wanted to put their nuts on the line. They wanted to go into this and show us that they want it. Prograis, great credit to him that he's here. Great credit to Taylor that he's here. They fought the best, and we're looking very forward to seeing the Champions League final of boxing on Saturday night. And it's great to be in London. It's great to be working with Matchroom, with Eddie, with Sky to put it on this thing, on this platform, and also, of course, our partners, DAZN in the US. With that, over to you, Eddie.
Thank you, Kalle, and thank you for bringing this event to London, to the UK. It's quite a unique setup to team up with a Matchroom card, a Sky Sports box officer card, but it's worked so well. I mean, what a card on Saturday night. Obviously, you know, the likes of Conor Benn, Lawrence Okoli going for the European title against Yves Ngannou with Shane McGuigan in his corner. Brilliant domestic battle with Ricky Burns against Lee Selby. Mouth-watering heavyweight clash between Derek Chisora and David Price, and then headlined by this amazing fight. You know, one of the great things about the World Boxing Super Series is not only are we getting the best versus the best, but we're getting it very quickly. You know, I have to be honest, if I was promoting Josh Taylor after that great win in Glasgow, I would have probably taken a couple of easy defences. I don't mind saying it. But the great thing about the tournament for the fans is that doesn't happen. They go straight into a unification match. I think the best fight in the 140-pound division. Both these guys coming off stunning wins. You know, Regis looked great in his win over Kirill Relic, and I was up in Scotland, lucky enough to see Josh Taylor's great performance against Barancic, winning the IBF world title. Of course, the Ali trophy on the line, but also the 2 world championship belts of both men, and the vacant Ring Magazine belt as well. So whether you feel that the world championships or the Ali trophy or the Ring Magazine belts carry the most weight in boxing, they're all on the line in this one. So everyone should be happy that we're getting the best versus the very best of the 2 guys. And, you know, I've not got any association with them, so I get to sit there as a fan and just watch a brilliant fight. Regis Prograis is a guy that's been talked about in the States for a long, long time. Lou DiBella has been blowing the horn of Regis Prograis. Incredible story from New Orleans. We know he's extremely popular out there. And Josh Taylor, who, again, has gone sometimes quietly on his route to the top and just exploded onto the scene with brilliant world-class performances. I really believe that both guys have an opportunity to become standout stars on Saturday night at the O2. We're going to have over 15,000 people packed into the arena. The atmosphere is going to be incredible. Of course, as always, we're live and exclusive on Sky Sports and Sky Sports box office on Saturday. We thank our partners DAZN in the States. And to these 2, I just wish you the very best. 2 great guys We want to thank Regis and his team for coming over 3 weeks early. The amount of media you've done is incredible. Thanks to Sam and Peter Berg and all their team. And of course, thanks to Josh, Shane McGuigan, Cyclone as well. Great job, great fight. I can't see anything but this being a Fight of the Year contender. We've been lucky enough to have 2 Fight of the Year contenders already in October with Gennady Golovkin and Sergey Derevenchenko, and then Lewis Ritz and Robbie Davies in Newcastle next week. This can only be a Fight of the Year contender, and we can't wait on Saturday night. I'm going to pass over to our broadcast partner, head of boxing for Sky Sports, Adam Smith.
Thanks, Eddie. I echo your words and Kalle's as well. It's wonderful to have these two fighting at the O2. It's a perfect finale to what's been an incredible series. And as you mentioned, Kalle, about Callum Smith and Alexander Usyk, look at their positions now in world boxing. The winner of this on Saturday, and who can pick who it will be, is going to be in a phenomenal position. I think Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis are they're wonderful fighters, and I agree with Eddie. I thank their teams for making this happen, making it so easy for us. Tip-top, terrific night from the card at the right down at the bottom, all the way through. Some wonderful fights, and we'll talk about that in the other press conference. But I want to bring Regis's team in first. My good friend Lou DeBella. Our thoughts, like Michael said, are with the family and you guys and the friends of Patrick Day. Terrible, terrible news. I know it's been a really tough week for you, so it's good to see you here. I know you're very excited about Regis, but it's been a difficult one for you to deal with.
You know, when you see something like happened to Patrick Day happen, you realize just how much we have to appreciate the men and women that walk into that ring for our entertainment and the risks they take to entertain us. And a perfect example of that, one of the best examples, is coming this Saturday night, when literally the 2 best 140-pounders in the world are going to meet in the final of the World Boxing Super Series. And I have nothing but respect for Josh Taylor. You're not going to hear me say a negative word about his team. I've long believed that the 2 best 40-pounders in the world are Regis and Josh. I think on Saturday night, Regis is going to prove that he is the number 1 40-pounder in the world, and Josh is number 2. Josh's team feels differently, and time will tell. At this moment in time, it's hard for me to be as enthusiastic as I might otherwise be, but I'll tell you that I am expecting a great sporting event, a great boxing match, and the best of what our sport can offer on Saturday night. And my greatest wish for both these guys, other than for a Regis Prograis win, which I do anticipate, but my greatest wish is that they both leave after a great effort where they gave everything they have and they go home healthy to their families. And that's what it's all about. I want to thank Regis for being here for the last 3 weeks. I think that he has a tremendous sense of history and of our sport. And it's, you know, if you follow boxing, you realize it's becoming like, for an American fighter to fight in the O2 is a little bit the way it's been for a British fighter to fight at Madison Square Garden or in Las Vegas. It's a big deal to headline a fight in the O2. And Regis is now going to do that. He's understood the importance of that. His team, Sam, Peter Berg, and the management team, his great corner, the great teacher and trainer, Bobby Benton, who's in the audience, one of the best trainers, young trainers in all of boxing. He's got a great team. He's ready for this fight. I know Josh is. Let's get it on Saturday night. Let's have a great event, a great fight, and let's go healthy home to our families.
Yeah, very well said, Lou. Very, very well said. And our thoughts are with Patrick's family over this weekend, of course. Sam, you've been with Regis a long time. I know you've believed in him so much. As we've heard, he's been over here for 3 weeks. I think a 12-man team, everything so professional, no stone left unturned. Reminds me a bit when Errol Spence came over and boxed Kell Brook, came nice and early, got accustomed. Is he as right as you've ever seen him?
Yeah, of course, and I want to thank everybody for being so courteous to us here and making us feel at home. I want to thank our whole team for the past 8 weeks of camp, from training to PR to marketing, all done a tremendous job, and most importantly, Regis. Regis embraced it, done everything we asked him to do, and loved doing every single one of them. He loves the UK fans, and we've been promoting this fight, feeling like we're at home. Now we're 2 days away. We're excited. We can't wait. 2 days, you'll see, the whole world will see his talents. So October 26th, buy the pay-per-view. Come, there's tickets left, go buy them. You're about to see a man continue to build his legacy, and this fight is part of his legacy.
Thanks, Sam. We'll come to Regis in a minute. I just want to go to the other side of the table. Shane McGuigan, one of our best trainers, no doubt about that. How excited are you? Finally, it's come to it. You've got through the tournament. This is the big one. This is where I guess you believe Josh Taylor becomes a superstar on Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the pinnacle of boxing, isn't it? It's two world champions boxing each other for a unified title on Sky Sports box office at the O2 Arena. It's something that, as Eddie mentioned, that Josh has kind of gone under the radar and bounced on the scene. But we've spent 4 years working behind closed doors with Josh Taylor, building him up, making sure that he's prepped and ready for this occasion. And camp has gone brilliantly. Everyone always says that, but it really has gone brilliantly. I think the extension gave us a little longer time. I know that they've just mentioned that they've been in camp for 8 weeks, but we've been in camp for a lot longer than that. And he's razor sharp, and he's ready for whatever Prograis brings to the table. I think you see the best in Josh Taylor whenever he's up against it, and he's definitely up against it on Saturday night. Prograis is a good puncher. He's got very good distance control, and they're raving about him in the States, but I know my man's going to win. I know he's going to win, and I don't believe it's going to go the distance.
Won't go the distance. Interesting. You've worked with some wonderful fighters. Difficult to compare, of course, the likes of David Hay, Carl Frampton, George Groves. You've got obviously working with Lawrence now. There's so many you've trained over the years. But what is it about Josh that's different talent-wise?
He's just a complete fighter. He can punch in combinations. He's equally as good at distance as he is on the inside, and I think that's something that you haven't had a chance to see that really. You see him up against the puncher in Davies, and he just dismantled him. And then you see him against someone that's an attritional fighter like Baranchek, and he's had to grit it out and make it a war. And I think he can just adapt to whoever's in front of him. And I think that's why he's such a special fighter, and that's why on Saturday night, people are going to sit back and realise this guy's not just a superstar in England, but he's going to be a superstar worldwide, because he's going to beat them all.
He had a wonderful amateur career. He's unbeaten in just 15 fights. It doesn't seem that many, actually. But you believe he can stop Regis on Saturday night? You're that confident?
I believe, the both of them have the power to hurt each other. But, I just know that technically, this fight lies with us. Prograis is a wide puncher, and I just see my man stopping him.
Regis, let's get straight over to you. Shane McGuigan believes you'll be stopped for the first time on Saturday night. Your record's 24 fights, 24 wins, 20 knockouts. Everyone's talking about you stateside. Are you that good?
I think so. I definitely think so. Look at my record. All my fights, I'm versatile. I think that's the biggest difference about me, is that I'm more versatile. I can do so many different things in the ring. You look at my last 10 fights, and most of them, all of them look different. Some people, you probably can look at me and try to study me and all that stuff, but it's always a difference when you get in the ring with me. When you can't touch me, and then when I hit you and I hurt you, that's it. But of course, I respect him, and I'm expecting the best Josh Taylor. For me, none of my 24 fights matter. None of his 15 fights matter. The only thing matters, as far as legacy-wise, is this fight right here. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
I would say welcome to the UK, but you've been here 3 weeks. You've done loads of media. You've done loads of training. How have you enjoyed it? Is it, obviously, you believe it was the right decision to come nice and early and get accustomed to what we have to offer, including the weather?
Yeah, well, the weather was, I live in LA now, so it's a little getting adjusted. It's a little something getting adjusted to the weather. But, the UK fans they've been embracing me. I feel like I'm home, to be honest. Like, I'm on the street, walking in the malls and stuff, people coming up to me, taking pictures and all that stuff. So I feel like I'm normal. I'm a home fighter or something. Of course, it'll be different in the O2, but right now, I'm comfortable. That's the main reason I came over here, is just to be comfortable. And that's what I feel. I just feel all comfort right now. So, and the 3 weeks was, it was a great thing for me to come over here for 3 weeks, because I got adjusted to the time, the weather, the food, the culture, the people, everything. And so, like I said, now I'm very comfortable here, and that's the main reason I came, just to be comfortable, and that's what I feel, all comfort.
You've got a great backstory, you've got a great personality, but it all goes out of the window Saturday night. It's all about what happens in the ring. How highly do you rate Josh Taylor? Do you believe he's every bit as good as you in some departments?
I don't think he's better than me in nothing, but he's good. I feel like I always felt like that, you know. When we had the parents, I felt like it was gonna be me and him. And even before the tournament started, I felt like Josh Taylor is the best in the world at 140 pounds after me, and I'm gonna prove it on Saturday. I feel like this fight, it won't change nothing.
Do you think he does anything better than you?
No. He's taller, he's longer, and like I've been saying, you know, even if he is taller, that's a fact. He is longer than me, that's a fact. Does he hit harder? Okay, maybe not. Is he faster? Okay, maybe not. Does he have a better chin? Maybe not. But even if he had all those things, all those advantages over me, I still think he can't beat me. That's how confident I am in myself, because you can have all that stuff, and I still feel like the Taylor tape never mattered. You can have all that stuff, right? That don't matter. Only thing matters is this here and this here, and the heart and the boxing IQ. And I feel like mine is just so high. I feel I can do anything in the ring. I can do so many different things. I'm so versatile in the ring, and I think that'll be the difference.
You heard Shane. He said his man is the complete fighter. What are the weaknesses, though?
He gets hit. That's the main thing. Josh has been hurt. We saw it. He's been hurt against Barancek. He's been hurt against Postal. None of those fighters are not punchers like me. They're not sharp like me. They're not fast like me. They're not crisp like me, and they don't have the timing like I do. So, if he got hurt from those fighters, then just imagine what's gonna happen with me. But even with me saying that, I'm still not banking on that. Like I expect Josh to be way better than he was with Postal. I expect him to be way better than he was with Barancek, because that's what I expect them to do. After the fight in Scotland, I went and I told him, I said, look, you can't get hit like that by me, because he had a big gash over his eye from Barancek. I said, look, you can't do that same thing with me, because if you do that, if you get hit with those same punches by me, you're gonna get hurt way more than you was with Barancek. So I expected him and his team to go in the gym and work on those things, and that's what I think they did. They went and they worked on those things, worked on defense, worked on everything they need to work on. So I'm not even, like I said, expecting him to be the same fighter he was against those fighters. I'm not worried about that. Like, I don't study fighters. That's just not what I do. I fight the person that's gonna be in front of me when I fight them. I'm not going on your past. I'm only going on the present.
Let's flip it over straight away to Josh. Your thoughts to what Regis was saying there, first off?
I didn't think he was going to stop talking there. Fuck me, you can talk. Listen, it's all smoke and wind. I'm going in there to do a job on Saturday. I really believe I can lay him out cold on Saturday, and I just want to get in there and get it done now.
Like Shane, you believe you can knock him out Saturday?
100% I believe I can knock him out, yeah.
What about what he's saying about the fact you get hit a little too much, that there are weaknesses? What would your response be to Regis?
Well, obviously, every fighter looks at another fighter and sees chinks, thinks that he's chinks. So, yeah, he's going to have thoughts that he thinks he's going to win and going to do whatever, but it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen on Saturday. I'm going in there to do a job. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. Switched on. I know he's a good fighter. He's a world champion. So all these belts on the line is going to bring the best out of me. So, yeah, he's going to get it on Saturday night, yeah.
I'll ask you the same question. Do you think he does anything better than you do in the ring?
No, I don't think he does anything better than me. No, he's got good timing. He's got good movement, good head movement. But again, he's had 24 fights, 24 wins against nobody. He's not fought anybody. He's not fought anybody that's been in there to win and go in there to hurt him and go in there to rip his belts off him. He's not fought against any real live opponents who's hungry like him and wants more success. So he's in for a hard night on Saturday.
He can't hurt nobody if he can't touch him. Of course people want to hurt me. Of course my fighters want to try to beat me up. They want to. They want to try to hit me, but they can't. Of course you think people they come in there to lose. They don't come in there to lose. They come in to try to beat me up. That's what we signed a contract for. We come in to beat the other person up. But they couldn't. That's the difference.
Padded record against bin men or something like
that. What? I didn't understand what you said.
I know you don't understand. I know you don't understand. Take your glasses off. You're inside, you fucking wanker.
I'll take them off for the face off. I'll take
Listen
them off
down
for the
outside.
face
You
off.
got your sunglasses on. Take them off.
I'll take them off for the face off.
Josh, do you think that your experience as an amateur, you're a wonderful pedigree that you bring to the ring, and also your size in this fight? You're a slight betting underdog, I was told yesterday. Do you think that helps you in this fight, your size and your experience, if you are both as skilled as each other?
Yeah, I've got less experience in terms of numbers of fights, but I believe I've got the more experience. I've fought the better opposition. I've had a great amateur career. I've been all over the world. I've seen every kind of style has been thrown at me. So I believe I've got the better experience and more experience, and yeah, I feel ready. Yeah.
And there's a bit of needle here, isn't there? There has been ever since the fight was announced.
I'm just ready to fight. I'm just ready to fight.
And for you, Regis, is it just about fighting?
Yeah.
Just about winning?
That's all. We here for the belts. We here for the money. That's what we here for. The best, and to prove that. Me, it's not even about that. It's to prove that I'm the best. That's the main thing. You know, I had a hard upbringing as far as this boxing stuff is concerned, and I always want to prove I'm the best. I always had a chip on my shoulder since I started. You know, I felt like it wasn't a lot of people believed in me, and now, you know, I'm here, and I feel like I'm still number one. But I always have a chip on my shoulder. I still have to prove something.
What would it mean to you Saturday night if you can win this whole series, the Muhammad Ali Trophy, the #1 fighter at your weight in the world, after all you've been through?
I mean, it's everything. You know, it's like a storybook. You know, because you know I used to fight for free. You know, as a professional, I used to be fight. I really used to fight for free, and you know, to be where I'm at right now is through all hard work and believing in myself, and it'll be everything.
Josh, you've taken accolades in the amateurs. You've won your world title already at home. Wonderful scenes, singing afterwards as well. What will Saturday night mean to you? Is this the real launch of you as a star in the sport?
I believe so, yeah. I believe this is the coming out party. Everybody's going to know who I am over here and over in America after this fight, after I've taken care of him on Saturday. Got these belts, and on to bigger and better things, and I can't wait.
Finally, Regis, a prediction. What happens Saturday night?
I'm going to whoop him.
And Josh?
Same thing. I'm going to whoop his ass.
Let's bring it on, Eddie.
Thanks, guys. We're going to have a head-to-head here, and then they've got the undercard press conference coming up shortly. Thank you. Guys, stay seated.
Stand over the little person.
Down here or keep
That's fine. Yeah, put it on there.
One of the glamorous jobs, isn't it?